In this video, we will present various selection methods. Let's start with the basic selection tools, which you can find under the Selections icon of the toolbar on the left part of the application window. Place the mouse cursor on top of the selection icon, and you see that there are two selection tools, the Rectangle selection and the Lasso selection tool. Let's begin with the Rectangle selection tool. When you turn this on, you are in a selection mode. You can now simply click on an object to select it. Any object that you select gets a highlighted rectangle. Using the controls of this highlighted rectangle, you can transform the object. This operation is described in a separate video. If you click and drag to form a box around an area, whatever is completely inside this area gets selected. It may also include objects that are not completely within the selection. Hold the Alt key down and put the selection rectangle slightly on top of an object that you wish to select, but around which you can't completely form a rectangle. Release the mouse, and you will see that these slightly covered objects are also selected. If you want to unselect everything, simply click on an empty space. You can select multiple objects by holding the Ctrl or Shift key down while clicking on the objects. Shift key only adds to the selection, so clicking on an already selected object while holding the Shift key won't deselect it. If you hold the Ctrl key and click on an already selected object, then this gets deselected. Now, let's have a look at the lasso selection. When this selection method is enabled, you can simply draw an area around the object you wish to select. This is very useful when you want to select an object that is at a really tight spot. As described before, use the Alt key to include partially covered objects. Make multiple selections using the Ctrl or Shift key. Finally, hold the Ctrl key down to remove objects from the selection. These are the two main selection methods. There are also some preset selection options using the right-click menu or hotkeys of the keyboard. If you right-click on an empty space, you have the option to select all objects. You may also select all objects using the Ctrl key along with the A key. There are also options to deselect everything or invert the selection. You may also invert the selection using the Ctrl and the Shift key along with the letter I as keyboard combination. Another way to make a selection is to use the Sequence Manager. Now you can scroll through to see the different shapes of the design, and if you click on a shape, it becomes selected. If you hold the Ctrl key down, you may click on multiple sequence icons to add them to the selection. Additionally, if you hold the Shift key down, you can select all the in-between objects. So, hold the Shift key down and click on the first icon, then scroll to the last object you want to select, and while still holding the Shift key, click on that last item. Now all the sequence icons from the first one to the last one get selected. Press the Tab key to move through the objects in your design. If nothing is selected, the function starts from the first object of the sequence. Keep pressing the Tab key to go forward one by one. Use the Shift and Tab keys to go backwards. If nothing is selected, the function starts from the last object and moves in a reverse order. You can also make selections by color or by stitch type. These functions are presented in a separate video. Becoming familiar with these user-friendly tools will help you navigate and edit your designs with ease.